Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Tuesday. My name is Alex Price. I am the Artistic Director of the 574 Theater Company in Mishawaka, and I'd like to welcome you to our 11th episode of House Parties. We're glad to have you joining us this evening from our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. I hope you are all doing well, and you had a great Tuesday. I know the weather here in northern Indiana was fantastic. It was great to get outside and enjoy the fresh air, and then it rains for the next 2 days. Typical Indiana, to give us the goods and then take it away. A couple announcements I want to get going. First off, really excited about this, guys. We're at $950 fundraising. That is our fundraising total thus far, $950. Wouldn't it be incredible if we can hit $1,000 tonight? That's only $50 away. That's if 50 people give $1, right? If you all three of you watching right now give about, what is it, like, math. Let's just say just all of you give $50. Let's just do that. Nobody's doing math in quarantine. So yeah, let's hit that goal tonight. I think that'd be really awesome. Let's hit that $1,000 mark. A couple things coming up. This Thursday at 8 p.m., we're welcoming our friends from the South Bend Civic Theater. We're going to be raising funds for all the exciting South Bend Civic things happening. And we're going to be having some guests from the South Bend Civic Theater join us to talk about their mission and chat theater. Excited to welcome them on the show. I hope you join us on Thursday at 8 p.m. for that. And then Sunday at 8 p.m., we're welcoming back the cast of the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, which was our inaugural production at 574 Theater. Don't miss out. It's going to be a ton of fun to get everybody back together in the same room, kind of. The same live stream room. It's going to be great to have everybody back and recount that show and tell the memories. And May 8th, we're starting our Plays at Home series, which is a virtual new play festival featuring new plays from local artists and local playwrights in our area. I'm really excited for this one. I'm excited to get that project going. I love new work and I love new plays, so excited to feature that here on our social media channels. I think that's all the announcements I have this evening. Tonight's guest, we're bringing back somebody. A good friend of mine, John Baines, begged and begged and begged to be back on the show. So I said, fine, John, you can be back on the show. I suppose we'll let you on. So here he is, the one, the average, John Baines.
Hi!
John's a turtle.
I'm a turtle.
How's it
Hi,
going?
Alex. It's good. I'm in my jammies, and this room smells like Cool Ranch.
Why Cool
So-
Ranch? Why not Warm Ranch?
You know, like Cool Ranch Doritos have like a very specific smell that lingers on your breath. That's what this whole room smells like.
Is that in your quarantine diet?
No, it's not even my room, and no one lives in this room right now. I don't know why it smells like this.
Is there a ghost that
I
likes
guess.
Cool Ranch Doritos?
A ghost that farts Cool Ranch Dorito dust.
That's a pretty cool ghost, though.
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
are worse ghosts.
there are demons inside of me. All right. Anyway, moving back along. So, how's it going this evening, sir?
It's good. You know, it was nice out today. I went for a bike ride. How was your day?
It was good. You know, I worked, got outside a little bit, took a walk, and that's about it.
Good. How was work?
It was work.
Yeah.
You know.
Does everybody watching know what you do? Tell me what you do and stuff.
Oh gosh. I am the social media and marketing assistant for a company called Mindful. So we have 4 different brands where we sell air purifiers and air purifier filters. If you actually look down in the corner, that's one of our air purifiers.
Is that a perk? Did they give you that?
No. Well, kind of. Like, we bought it and then like put a 5-star review in, and then they gave us money back.
Nice.
So that helps. It actually, these really help. If you're like a singer or a performer or just like struggle with allergies, these things do wonders. I tell you, they clean the air and help you breathe.
Are you selling to me right now?
Like right now in this moment.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go to hunterpure.com, pureshop.com. I don't remember the website. They're great. It's a little bit of an investment, but they're awesome.
I believe you. Perhaps another day. Well, I'm hijacking the show. I'm gonna play host this evening. Is that okay with you?
I guess so. I text John earlier today, and I was like, John, I'm not feeling it. He's like, I got this, and so John is taking over the show.
I'm taking over. So welcome to House Party. Give us all your money so that we give Alex all your money so that he can continue to provide quality theater to this area. There's a lot of quality theater in the area, but you know what I'm saying. Okay.
Disclaimer.
So today, there will be performances by me. We will be catching up because we haven't really spoken since our last house party, except for some texting here and there. There will be a fun and lighthearted fight to the death, finish that lyric battle between me and Alex, where you, the audience members, will decide that I win. And our main topic of conversation will be social media in theater today. You can't escape it. You can't escape it. Okay. So let's start with catching up. I didn't ask you too many questions in our sound check because I didn't want to give myself any spoilers. So how are you? What's been up in your life? What have you been doing to stay sane in quarantine? Tell me all of the things. How are you?
Yeah. This is so weird. No, I'm good. I think, I'm really fortunate to still have my job. I'm still working, and I've been able to work from home since everything closed down. So that's been nice.
Heck yeah.
I'm trying to get outside as much as possible. I take like a 5-minute break from work and then do a lap around the house just to get some fresh air. My morning commutes are a lot better. It went from a 25-minute drive to a minute walk down the hall.
Perfect.
I start at 10 a.m. and I literally wake up at 10:57, roll out of bed, and walk down the hall. That's a true story.
That's nice.
I've been golfing a lot, which is good.
Yeah?
I love to golf, and I don't get to normally because I'm so busy in the summer with 574. So that's been a blessing in disguise. I've got to go out and golf, and of course we've been social distancing, and that's an easy thing to do with social distancing and golfing. So especially because I'm really bad, so I'm always hitting all over the place. And
yeah, I was gonna ask you, do you have to like sneak in, or are people just always? Is that just a thing? That's a
no. Golf courses are open, and they have been in the state of Indiana. So, yeah, they've made a lot of really cool changes, like cups, like in the ground on the greens are all raised. So you just have to hit it. So that way, like, it doesn't go in and there's not a bunch of hands grabbing in there, like taking the pins out and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah, they've gotten rid of, like, there's only like one golfer allowed in a cart at a time. And so, yeah, it's been pretty clean, and I've met a lot of new people. And so, yeah, that's been really nice to be able to get
golf question, because I don't know anything about golf, and this seems like such a cartoon thing in my head, but have you ever unironically, not comedically, yelled for?
Yes.
Yeah.
You have. Oh yeah, it's just a normal thing. Like if you hit a bad shot and it's going towards someone, you yell for to let them know, like, "Hey, I might hit you with my golf ball."
So, but do people react in a panicked way, or are they just like, or are they like what?
Yes and no. Like for me, I just kind of like look. I literally, this happened to me the other day. I just stared up at the sky. I'm like, oh. And it landed like 2 feet away from me. I'm like, oh, glad I didn't move that way, And it's just like,
if that hits you in the temple, you're going down.
Yeah, probably. I was golfing on Sunday and I hit a really bad shot, and it went off to the right, and there was a neighborhood right there, and apparently there are people walking there, and it almost hit them, and I didn't know. So I went to go find my ball, and these people were like screaming at me. I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. So
there's no word for like a retroactive for. There's like for. I meant to say it.
BTW for. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I have not been golfing. I've only been golfing once, I think, but I have been sleeping a lot. I'm reading this book called Sapiens. It's like pockets of super interesting mixed in between like forests of kind of boring. And sometimes it's reversed. Sometimes it's like a pocket of boring and a forest of interesting, but it's mostly, it's pretty dry. But I am learning a lot. And then I read this play called Fairview by Jackie Sibbles Drury that a friend recommended to me. And it was wonderful. It's the type of thing like so the first act is like you're sort of watching a sitcom, like a TV show, but of course you're in a theater, so it's happening live. And then the second act is people watching Act 1 on TV. So you're still hearing, it's like all happening at the same time. And then the third act, the people who are watching the first act go into the third act and like mess with their world.
Trippy.
It's good. It's trippy.
Have you heard of the play 10 to 12?
No.
I don't remember who it's by. It's by the same playwright who wrote Mr. Burns. But basically, it's literally a 10 to 12 tech rehearsal, and audience members like get a headset and get to like the dialogue is through the headset, and they like watch the tech rehearsal happen. Yeah,
Cool. That sounds expensive but cool.
Yeah, and like I feel like nobody though would get it if you're not a theater person, But maybe it'd be really enlightening to like the process.
Right.
I haven't read it. I've just heard of it, and it's always sounded really interesting.
That reminds me a little. It just makes me think of Noise. Have you seen a production of Noises Off?
I haven't seen Noises Off, but I've seen The Play That Goes Wrong, which is similar.
Okay. So it's like the first act you're watching a play, and the second act the set is flipped around and it's backstage, and you're watching like all of the chaos that was going on that you didn't know about in Act 1.
Right.
Yeah. That's cool. I miss theater. I've also been playing the piano every day, and I wrote a song for you for this episode. Would you like to hear it?
Let's hear it. Do I have to stay on the screen, or can I just solo you?
No, yeah, do that thing where you disappear.
Okay, I'll go away.
Okay, ready? This is my own composition. I didn't steal this from anyone. No one's ever written it before. I miss humans, I miss humans, I miss humans, I miss humans, I miss movie theaters and coffee shops and humans. I miss humans, I miss humans, I miss humans, I miss humans. I miss them so much, I could even go see a game of sports right now. I love my family, but I might smother them in the night. Just kidding, I would never do that, but I might move to Sweden. For real, those suits. Yeah. For real, those Sweden is super from the I don't know. They have dinner, but I'm in a good something I can be a dead fugitive and cut off all my hair and change my name. I miss humans. It's the end of my song. I wrote that 2 hours ago.
And you wrote the whole melody and everything, huh?
No, it's Hall of the Mountain King. I wrote the words.
In Sweden, they're not like changing anything. The government's basically been like, y'all keep doing your thing, you'll build immunity and you'll be fine. And like old people have to stay home, or like really sick people, but everyone else can basically do the norm, and it's working. Like it's going fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. It's going fine. Like there's just been a little bit of death, and not like whoa death. Or like,
I mean, just the normal amount, I guess. I don't know.
Normal death.
I don't know if anybody dies in Sweden, though. It sounds like such a cool place. I just think everybody lives.
Do you know that place that you've heard about your whole life, Heaven, Sweden?
Little did you know it was in Europe.
Yeah. Okay. So this is I have made myself a list here. Next on my list is shout outs. I'm going to do some shout outs. Since I'm hijacking the show, I'm just going to go ahead and do what I want to do.
Do your thing.
Shout out to my grandma, more formally known as Nano, spelled with 2 N's, who is watching from her slumber party at my mom's house. What's up, Nana? Shout out to healthcare workers and grocery store clerks and truck drivers and anybody who's taking care of us generally right now. Thank you. Shout out to Leah Jordan. You are a bad bean burrito. And finally, shout out to the Lysol wipe sandwich I ate for lunch. Please do your duty and clean out my insides.
Hey, I had a cocktail yesterday with Lysol and a little bit of bleach, just a splash.
just a splash. It does the trick.
I know, I'm feeling great today.
The sandwich.
I have a hole in my chest, but I feel great.
There's a hole in my chest like a great back pit, and it's filled with Lysol, and it's not filled with germs.
Oh.
Okay. Those were my shout outs. Now over to you, Alex, for a game of Finish That Lyric.
Wow, we're going fast. Okay.
I know, we're going really fast.
Finish that lyric.
Twist. So, audience, you remember Finish That Lyric? It's where Alex puts up words and we have to fill them in from musical theater songs just from our minds. But we're going to add a twist. We're going to Mad-lib it. So we're going to do the real lyrics, and then we're going to go back, each of us, and put in fake lyrics that are hopefully hilarious. And then you, the audience, get to comment and tell, who gets the point for that round. And then the ones with the most points gets free 574 theater tickets for life. Unless the pandemic shuts it down, then.
Wait, hold on. You get free tickets.
I hijacked the show. This is, you don't have.
That means you're paying for them, right?
Nobody pays for them. They're free. Isn't that how it works?
All right, Bernie Sanders. Okay, so we're playing Finish That Lyric.
So, but does everybody get the rules? Is anybody watching? Did anybody?
We have people watching.
Okay, good. Get your fingers ready, people. We're commenting.
Okay, so let me get this straight. We're gonna do the game like normal, and then we're gonna go back, and both of us are gonna Mad-lib it.
Yeah, but we don't have to. We can do it one at a time. So we can do like the first one like normal, and then we'll do the first one Mad-lib, and then move on to the second one.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. First one.
Okay.
The blank comes up. I think blank you. The coffee blank. I think about blank.
The sun comes up. I think about you. The coffee cup. I think about you. One of the most like real and depressing and beautiful Sondheim song ever from Follies.
Sun comes up, I think about you. The coffee cup, I think about you. Yes, from Follies, Stephen Sondheim. Starting it off easy for you. I knew you'd know that one. It got harder.
I believe you.
All right, here we. Oh wait, we got to mess with this one.
So you go first. Fill in the blanks with hilarity.
Okay. I wish there needs to be like noun, adjective, verb. Okay. The pig comes up. I think. I don't know. I'm so bad at this. The pig comes up. I think. It's you. The coffee stinks. I think about John. There it is.
Oh, that was good.
Thank you. I'm just warming up. All right, what do you got?
All right. I almost said pig.
Taken. It's harder than you think.
It is because my mind goes right to saying raunchy things, and both our grandmas are watching. The tent comes up.
The what comes up?
The tent.
Oh.
Comes up. I think around you.
Oh.
The coffee. Is cold. The coffee grounds, I think, about healthcare. I think you won this one.
That was like a really deep haiku that I can't interpret.
All right, did anybody say anything?
Anybody want to vote on the winner? Put it in the comment section. Nick is bullying me in the comment section right now.
What is Nick saying?
He said, "Can John host from now on?"
Why you gotta take it there, Nick?
Hey, I'm fine with that. I'm gonna start having guest hosts like Ellen does all the time.
No.
All right. We'll see if anybody comments on that. Let's move to the next one.
Okay.
All right. Oh, we got a comment.
Oh, go. Nice, Elizabeth. All right, Alex.
All right, here we go. Next one.
All right, you have 1 point.
Pretty blank,
Oh,
blank sipping, blank dancing.
are you sure these are in the right order, Mr. Alex?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I just
Pretty women, coffee sipping. There's a lot of coffee in this one. Breathing like me, dancing. Sweeney Todd.
It is. You got one of the words right. There is coffee in there.
It's not coffee sip. I thought it was sipping coffee. Pretty women. Oh. Pretty women silhouetted, sipping coffee, dancing.
Very close. Fascinating.
Oh, fascinating. Dang.
Fascinating. All right, now we got to go back. You get to go first this time.
Okay. Pretty wild. Bacardi sipping. Let's go dancing.
That's 2 words.
Okay, all right. So I've been Bacardi sipping, so my mind trails off, and I go, let's dancing.
That's happened before, like in our real life. I feel like that's a flashback or something. All right, my turn, huh? Okay. Pretty rhinos pooping, sipping Pepsi, dancing.
Nice. Pretty rhinos pooping, sipping Pepsi, dancing, but like with a breath. Love it.
That's our next musical, everybody. Pretty rhinos.
It's the story of pretty women, but told through the viewpoint of rhinos.
So everybody just sits there in silence and stares at an animal.
No, it's a rhino prostitute that won't get served at high fashion boutiques.
So it's like Zootopia. It's like the sequel of Zootopia.
It's like PG-13 Zootopia. Yes.
I love it. Okay. All right. Well, whoever thinks won that one, John, you did better on that one.
Are you sure? I liked yours. I think Elizabeth is our ultimate authority on this. So Elizabeth, we need your verdict.
It's actually Maddie. Maddie is Elizabeth's daughter. Maddie is the one commenting. See?
Oh. Hi, Maddie.
Maddie's one of our Annies this summer.
Nice. Yes. Nice. Oh, so we've got both of our. Okay.
We got Andrew weighing in. Sorry, Johnny, but this goes to Alex.
Come on. All right. That's 2 points. We have 5, so I have still time to catch up.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Bees'll blank, kids'll blow blank fuzz, and I'll be blank whatever blank does in summer.
This is from Frozen. I don't know this one very well. Bees'll buzz.
Mm-hmm.
Kids'll blow dandelion fuzz, and I'll be doing whatever snow does in summer. Yay.
Got it. Look at that.
Yay!
Very good. All right. Take it back now.
I just watched Frozen 2 with I've got twin little tiny nieces. Have you seen Frozen 2 yet?
I loved it. I loved it way more than Frozen 1.
Really? I thought they were both good. I really did love it too.
Frozen 2 had such a better story, I thought, and the music was just like, I guess if you haven't seen it, turn your thing off right now. But like when Anna thinks Elsa's dead and that song she sings, like the grief, like, oh, that was so real.
I know.
You go to therapy for 6 weeks after that.
I was having like a really fragile day that day. I don't know why. I just like was tired and like emotional. And when Christoph started singing his like 1980s like I literally started tearing up. I was like, oh no. Oh, no.
I was not expecting the Anna moment in that song. And I remember whoever I was with, I turned to him and I was like, well, dang. It's like, hit me right here in the feels. Anyways, all right. It's my turn first, right?
It's whose turn is it first?
I think me.
Okay.
All right. Bees'll die. Kids will blow fire fuzz, and I'll be killing whatever appears. No, whatever. Wait, and I'll be killing whatever Johnny does in summer.
Blow the belt, Alex. All right.
Here we go.
Bees will rule. Kids will blow drool fuzz. And I'll be waiting whatever one does. I'll be awaiting whatever one does in summer.
Modern day Shakespeare.
Ha-ha!
Put that in a play. Write that down. We have it in recording now, so we'll never forget it. All right, whoever you think won that one, put it in the comments. We're going to move on to the next one.
Okay. Who's winning? You're winning. You have to. I'm a. Oh, no.
Oh, okay. I was trying to remember what show this is from. I'm a blank in the rough, a shiny piece of blank, trying to reach my blank. My power is speech blank.
I'm a diamond in the rough, a shiny piece of coal, trying to reach my goal. My power of speech unimpeachable.
Nice. There it is.
Nice.
Nick says that Alex had the commentary on the reality that bees are dying.
Gosh. I think
Like laughing.
I know. I want the bees to live, but a bee tried to buzz at my face while I was reading on the porch today, and then at that moment I wanted them to die. But I don't want them to die.
In that very moment. If someone was narrating your life, and at that moment, Johnny killed the entirety of the bee population. All right, let's take it back. You go first, friend.
Okay. I'm a I'm a I'm a pillow in the rough, a shiny piece of a shiny piece of glass trying to reach my past. My power of speech. Fast.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep the rhyme scheme. You go.
All right. Here we go. I'm a clump in the rough, a shiny piece of dirt, trying to reach my mediocrity. My power of speech, useless.
Oh, how do you make yours make sense?
I just think about my real life, and then
Oh, whatever. No one needs to comment. You won. Let's go to the next one.
All right. And there was blank music, simple and somehow blank, giving the blank a new blank.
Oh, I know this one. It's from Ragtime. Simple and somehow new music. No. No, that's not from that song. It's from the opening. Simple. Giving the nation a new syncopation. The people called it ragtime. Simple and somehow sublime. Giving them. Okay, I don't know the first one.
And there was different music, simple and somehow.
That's one of the best words ever written ever. Ah, so good. Okay, you go first.
All right. And there was emo. No. Sorry. And there was screamo music, simple and somehow beautiful, giving the emos A new anthem.
Oh, see, that's a legitimate sentence.
First time
There
I
was
played one
contra,
of
and there was contra music.
those.
Simple and somehow annoying. Giving the tractor a new divorce.
You should have said girlfriend. No, everybody's gonna pick that one because everybody hates country music apparently, except for me. I love country music.
I don't hate country music. I'll listen to it on like a long Indiana drive with like the
you
windows
have to.
down.
Yeah, you have to. Well, that was the last one.
All right. Well, you definitely destroyed me. I thought I would be better at that. Congratulations. Congratulations. You won free 574 theater tickets for the rest of your life.
Okay, so I thought you were saying you were going to give like an audience member that earlier. That's why I was like, wait.
No, I was trying to get myself free tickets.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, you should have
Now
done
just
better.
another song. Did you happen to catch Sondheim's 90th birthday bash?
I caught a little bit of it because it was supposed to start at 8 and we had our show. It didn't get started till like 10, so I was able to catch some of it after It's a Wonderful Life reading. I haven't watched it all the way through yet.
Me neither. I heard there were crazy technical difficulties
Yeah,
or something.
They had like an hour and a half delay of getting started, and I'm like, here we are over here running our own live show. Dang. Sutton Foster's daughter made an appearance. It was super cute.
Yeah. I saw that. I watched all the way up until Neil Patrick Harris because he kind of bugs me, so I just saved it for later.
Sinful.
But Stephen Schwartz beginning, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Did you see the ladies who lunched at the very end?
Anyway, so in the spirit of... Huh?
Did you see the ladies who lunch at the very end?
What? Oh, not yet. No.
Okay, I won't ruin it for
Is
you.
it so good? Is it?
It's so good.
Okay, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Okay, well, in the spirit of happy 90th birthday, Stephen Sondheim, I'm going to do Agony from Into the Woods, but I'm going to be both princes because I don't have a co-star, and it would be hard for you to sync up with the delay in music. So for Prince number 1, I have this hat that I'm going to wear, and for Prince number 2, I have this hat that I'm going to wear. I'm going to do my best.
Number 2 is Rapunzel's prince, and that one has the long hair on it.
Perfect!
Magic. All right, you ready?
I think so.
I want to remind everybody to donate if you can. Hit that donate now button on the Facebook page or go to 574theater.com/support or go to Venmo. All right, John, take it away.
Okay. Let me don my cap here. Can you see the face? Okay. Oh boy. Please hold for technical difficulties. Apparently my speaker shuts off after a little while.
Douglas Baker.
Okay. Did I abuse her or show her disdain? Why does she run from me? If I should lose her, how shall I regain the heart she has won from me? Agony beyond power of speech, when the one thing you want is the only thing out of your reach. High in her tower, she sits by the hour, maintaining her hair. Blind and becoming and frequently humming a light-hearted air. Agony, far more painful than yours, when you know she would go with you if there only were doors. Agony, oh, the torture they teach. What's as intriguing or half so fatiguing as what's out of reach? Am I not sensitive, clever, well-mannered, considerate, passionate, charming, as kind as I'm handsome, and heir to a throne? You are everything maidens could wish for, then why no do I know the girl must be mad? You know nothing of madness till you're climbing her hair and you see her up there as you're nearing her, all the while hearing her agony, misery, although it's different for each. Always 10 steps behind, always 10 feet below, and she's just out of her reach. Agony that can cut like a knife. I must have her to wife. Yeah, yeah.
So what happened to the princes at the end?
I sort of just transformed myself into them. They are me and I threw them. Everyone please give a hand to Monkey and Reindeer. That was exhausting. Let's be done now. I'm just kidding. Okay.
Have a good night, everybody.
No! Give us all your money! Okay. So now bringing us to a more less silly vein of the conversation, I want to pick your brain. Our main topic is social media in theater today, okay? I'm currently taking a break from social media. I have deleted the Facebook and Instagram apps off my phone, and I vowed to not re-download them until like June, because I thought that they were sucking my soul out of my body. And I was like, why am I doing this to myself? And I kept asking myself, like, what would I be doing if I weren't down this scrolling sinkhole of doom and anxiety? But honestly, like, one of the only reasons I have these accounts is because, yes, connected with friends and family, but I can like call and text them. I'm connected with a lot of professional colleagues, and you never know who, you just never know. You never know, and it's becoming more and more. I'm reading more articles and I'm hearing from more actors and more from casting directors where if they need to know more about an actor, if they want to see like some more footage, or if you as an actor like just want to market yourself for free, they turn to your Instagram account, they turn to social media. And even like Broadway producers like Chicago and Waitress will hire people based on their internet following, just so that audiences can have the privilege of being like, oh, I saw so-and-so. And even if they were terrible, they get to the excitement of like being like, oh, I saw them and they sucked, but I saw them. Like James Corden has been into huge budget like movie musicals, and he's great and I love his show, but like, why did he play the baker? You know what I mean? It's because people sell tickets. So
The worst part of that movie, though, come on.
No, it wasn't, but I mean,
I mean, if we want to bring up an example, let's talk about Russell Crowe for a second.
Okay, yeah, but even then, I get a little kick thinking about him in his little hat.
Russell, if you're watching, you were garbage. It really is.
He knows, but he still cashed that check. Okay, so you are the artistic director of an up-and-coming regional theater. You recently attended the Midwest Theater auditions on behalf of 574. And for those of you watching, if you don't know what the MWTAs are, it's basically one of several places around the country where all in one weekend, a whole bunch of different regional theaters can come and see a bunch of talent audition at this in the same very small span of time. They send out their offers and then hope that, you know, the people they like also like them. It's like speed dating for theaters. So having had that experience, because that was the first year that 574's done this, having had that experience and coming from your background as an actor and as a director, what are your thoughts on actors having a social media presence? Did the MWTAs change any of those thoughts? Where are you at with all that?
Yeah. Well, first off, before the social media aspect, I think it's important to know that there's two stereotypes that are pretty much true in that setting of an audition. I think it's really different, and people need to understand the difference between a cattle call where we see over 500 some people in 3 days, and locals, where it's a little bit more chill. But when you're at a cattle call and when the stakes are that high, it's pretty true that we know what you can do in the first 5 seconds. And that's a terrible thing for an actor to know, I suppose, because especially when you're on 365 out of 600, you're just tired. And if they deliver right away, then you kind of check out. And then.
So can I pause you right there?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What's an example of when someone really, really delivered immediately? And what's an example of when within the first 5 seconds, you're literally not interested, nothing they can do in the next 2 minutes can change my mind?
I don't even think it's much as they're singing or it's more their acting. For me, it's when you can draw the whole energy in the room. It's when you walk to that X on the stage and you make everybody look up from their computers and look at you. Whether that's just your presence or whether that's your voice, whatever it is, if you can hone that first 5 to 10 seconds and engage us, we're going to keep watching. But if you're distant and not really engaged, I'm looking at the next resume and putting the next name in the spreadsheet. The other thing is all of us, and I felt this in the room as a theater representative, we want people to succeed. We want that person walking on the stage to fill that role for us. And we want everybody to do well. And of course, some don't. And some do, and everybody has bad days and everybody has great days. But anyway, more to the social media front, I always knew, for myself as a theater artist, I feel like I have a really strong social media presence, and I like to promote my work because I know the importance of it. Social media is one of the greatest tools in our society. For me, there are times, like you said, I love to disconnect, but I literally do it for a living. Like we said at the beginning, I sit on social media all day, and that's what I get paid for. So I can't. But at the same time, I know the importance of it. So when we're at Midwests, if you have a website on your resume and I'm interested, I'm going to that website. I'm going to go look at it. If you have your Instagram account linked to your website, I'm looking at it. If your Facebook or your Twitter or whatever is linked, I'm looking at it. And there were a couple people that I was impressed by their audition, but then when I went and looked at their vocal reels, I wasn't as impressed. And where it really helps, again, at these cattle calls, when you see 600 some people and you don't remember somebody, you're like, oh wait, here's the resume, here's the website, let's check out their vocal reel, wherever it may be, on Instagram, on their website, or on YouTube. And then I can remember, oh yeah, that's that person, and it's almost like a mini callback, and they didn't even know they had it. So it's like your social media channels become that callback, essentially, that you can give people and give them that reference.
Yeah. So you would say that it's important, or it's important for actors to have that presence.
Yeah, I think it's crucial. And especially in today's age, just everything is so digitalized. And it helps. You want to market yourself. Acting is as much performing as it is a business. It's like your own independent contractor. You got to go out there and get the gigs. You got to get the contract. And then you got to market yourself well, so you want to get hired again. It's more than just your resume nowadays. You have to have those presences everywhere. And I think the most important one is your YouTube channel. There were a lot of people, I would be sitting at lunch or something, and I would just Google their name and put YouTube after it, and I could find their YouTube channel. And some people need to take some videos off because they have videos of them singing from high school. I'm like, this is not an accurate tool for me, but here we are. I can search you and find your stuff. And this
That's
is
why I have my middle name on all my stuff, because my dad still has my freshman year Oklahoma videos on his YouTube channel. I'm like, Dad, we have the same name.
Yeah. I remember there was one person we were looking at specifically for a role, and I wanted to hear him again. So I did that. I searched his name and searched YouTube, and all he had were high school videos. And I'm like, well, I can't make a decision here, because this is from 5 years ago. I can't, that's not what he sounds like now. And
but
yeah,
I guess I've never been on that side of the table on that scale, like Midwests. But people have been casting that way for years and years. They haven't. This is a fairly. Instagram was 2000. It's only been around for 10 years, essentially, a little tiny bit over. So all of the years prior, people did have to make those kinds of. what would you, I guess my question is like, if I get to June 1, right, or anybody who is currently finding keeping up that constant hypothetical persona exhausting or not helpful for the way that they view like their art and their, because just like you said, everybody's sort of a walking talking business, right? So if their sort of package is I don't know, one of presence, and not, I guess I don't know how to phrase what I'm trying to ask. What would it take for you to hire someone without any extra resources besides being in the room and having a paper in front of you?
I mean, it's not gonna. I don't think having that presence on social media is gonna stop me from hiring someone, right? It might make it a little bit more difficult for me, like a more like artsy creative guy, and that I just can't remember people, so I can't go look at their website and remember who they are.
Yeah.
Like that, for a person like me, that's where it would affect me, is just having a reference point,
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who don't have these things yet, or they just have like their personal accounts and stuff. And I think just in today's world, you have to have, I think you need to have something, so even if on your YouTube channel, it's just 2 vocal reels, like that's enough, right? And like, even if on your Instagram, you haven't put a post up for 9 months, at least we can see some stuff. I mean, I don't look at Instagram as much.
Yeah.
That's not my game. Mine is more like, let me see your website and your YouTube channel, basically. Sure. And so if you can have just a minimum of some reference for somebody, like, I think that's where you want to go. And especially if you want to be successful, like you have to, we all have those bounds of like our comfortable zone. And sometimes we just have to push those a little bit. Yeah. But I think like the other thing with social media, and like you kind of said too, people have been casting this way and for a long time and didn't always have the social media aspect. I think now why it helps with producers is because we're making an investment in you as an actor, right? We're paying you to come to our company. We're probably housing you. We're putting a lot of money into you for the summer and trusting you to perform for our community and represent us well. So we want to make sure that investment is wise. So this is like another tool to check that, Sure. I've worked with people, there's been people who have worked with us before who, were maybe unhappy with what was happening and were subtweeting our company, and they're not going to work with us again, and that's part of it. You have to market yourself, and it's just, you want to represent yourself well on social media because everybody can find anything.
Yeah. Cool. It makes me think of, do you know Title of Show very well?
Yeah.
Do you remember that show, that song, Original Musical? And he's talking to the blank paper, and the blank paper is like, people want to see Paris Hilton in the apple tree.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I mean, that's tricky. And, and like, I really commend people who go to big regional auditions, and they're tough because you got to stick out amongst hundreds of people. Yeah. I mean, when we were there, we were only casting for 4 shows. We saw close to 600 people. We called back maybe only 50, So that's, and like some companies called back a lot and some didn't call back as many, but you have to, and there's something out there for everybody.
Yeah. So if you had to boil, just based on this last experience going to MWTAs, if you had to boil down 3 hot tips for actors to stand out, hit me with them.
1, just be your like authentic self. I could always tell when somebody was trying to put on an act to seem bubbly or whatever, and then I can tell the people who just were them, and those are the people I'm drawn to. So just be you. That's who we want to see. We want to see you. We don't want to see some fake person. 2, warm up, people. There were so many people, especially in the morning hours, their voices were cracking. They sounded like a 13-year-old going through it. And I'm just like, you just woke up and rolled out of bed and came to this audition, and you didn't warm up, and I could tell. And they had potential. That was always the hard part. I'm like, oh, you could have been so good, but then your voice cracked, and then you showed me you don't care. So like, make sure you do the work going into it. And then just make sure you pick the right cuts for your voice, and make sure your binder's well labeled and stuff for the accompanist.
Yeah. All that good stuff.
MWTA's had some really awesome piano players, and they were super kind. But when like the actors are out of the room, they'd be like, "You would not believe the sheet music I just had." They remember that, and then they come and tell us. And so like that is like you want to be prepped. You want to, like I said, it's a business. You're your own little business, and you got to market yourself well and present yourself well so people want to work with you.
Got you. Thank you for that. How enlightening.
I do what I can.
Okay. Now I've got a really quick one before we say goodbye. Speed questions for you. Are you ready?
Is this like the first word that comes to my head, or I just have to answer them?
It's like a one word, like as fast as you can, like situation.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. What's your favorite color?
Orange.
What's your favorite pizza topping?
Pepperoni.
What's your favorite beverage?
Blue Moon.
What position do you sleep in?
On my stomach with my arm underneath my pillow.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Do you believe in witches?
Yes.
Do you believe in love?
Yes. Was that
that was good. Yay, speed challenges.
Was that all of them? I was having fun. That was a good time.
I really just wanted an excuse to sing that way. My dad tells me that when I sing rock, I sound like Cher.
Wait, who told you that?
My father.
Oh, that kind of did sound like Cher.
Well, that was a Cher song. I was supposed to.
Yeah, I know. You should play Cher in the Cher Show on tour.
Shut up, Alex.
You could be the next Stephanie J. Block.
Okay. Well, that's all I got, except for one more song. So, do
Can I
your.
tell a quick theater nerd story about Cher?
Absolutely.
So the guy who wrote the book, and I can't remember his name now, Bob something.
Saget.
Not Bob Saget. Anyway, Madonna, gosh darn it, Cher, same person. Cher approached him and was like, "Hey, I want you to write a musical about me," and he's like, "Nah." Or it was right before his husband was an actor. I want to say Roger Bart, who just died not too long ago, but I don't think it was Roger Bart. I think he's still alive. Anyways, his husband was dying. He's like, "No, I don't have time for this," and then his husband died, and it was a couple months after, and she like called him again and was like, "Hey, I want you to write a musical." And he's like, "Maybe, I don't know." And like a day later, like knock, knock, knock at the door, he opens it, in walks Cher. And she's like, "You're going to write a musical." And he's like, "Okay."
Were they like friends, or did she just like his work?
I think she just liked his work, I guess.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. I was listening to an interview with him. Gosh, I can't remember his name, but he's a popular book writer in the musical theater world. And his husband, I want to say Roger Bart, but I think Roger Bart's still alive. Yeah, I don't remember.
Fun fact about the Cher Show: Dee Rossiali, who's the woman who played Elphaba, when I saw it for the first time when I was 14, it made me want to do theater. She also played Cher.
Oh, nice. Was she like adult Cher or like middle Cher? Which Cher was she?
I'm pretty sure she was adult Cher.
Oh,
I don't know. Middle Cher. It's like the young Fiona, teenage Fiona.
Well, there's 3 of them in the show, I think. If I remember, maybe I'm thinking of another musical.
I know. I think you're right, but I don't know the answer. Rick Ellis. Rick Ellis.
Who was his husband?
I don't know. Let me Google it. But it's spelled like Elise. So Roger Rees.
Oh, that's who it was.
Yeah. Oh, he's Welsh. All right.
Roger Rees was a big-time Broadway actor. Anyway.
All right. So I just have one more song. Do you want to say any goodbyes or encourage people to donate? Have we made any money? Are people being cheap?
John is way less subtle of a host. We haven't had any donations yet, but that's okay. You can still donate, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. I had fun.
Now no one's going to donate.
I don't blame them. It's fine.
The one night Johnny hosts, $0 raised. Johnny doesn't remember this, and I've told him this, but the first time Johnny and I met, he directed Kiss Me Kate at Main Stage, and I played Bill. And I remember him saying to me, "Alex, you can run the theater company, and I'll just come and work at it and direct." And I remember thinking in that time, like, oh, that'd be really fun. And here we are.
Yay!
You called it, man.
And I scare away donors and I make people walk out of your theaters.
Why do we keep having you back?
Have a great time.
We got to tell yourself.
And I can belt.
And I can belt. That's fair. All right, sing your dang song.
Okay. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Do you want to close off the show after you sing?
Sure. Yeah, fine.
Okay, I'll let you do that. All right, everyone. I'll see you Thursday night with our friends from South Pacific. Here's John Baines to close out our show. Take it away, John.
Okay. I chose this song because I feel like we're all feeling a little bit of these of the sentiment that's in these lyrics, and it's also my all-time favorite Disney song. So. Safe behind these windows and these parapets of stone, gazing at the people down below me. All my life I watch them as I hide up here alone, hungry for the histories they show me. All my life I memorize their faces, knowing them as they will never know me. All my life I've wondered how it feels to pass a day not above them, but part of them. And out there, living in the sun, give me one day out there. All I ask is one to hold forever. Out there, where they all live unaware, what I give, what I dare, just to live one day out there. Out there among the millers and the weavers and their wives, through the roofs and gables I can see them. Every day they shout and scold and go about their lives, heedless of the gift it is to be them. If I were in their skin, I'd treasure every instant out there, strolling by the Seine, taste a morning out there, like ordinary men who freely walk about there. Just one day, and then I swear I'll be content with my share. Won't resent, won't despair, old and bent, I won't care. I'll have spent one day out there. I love Quasimodo. I have to close the show. Okay, thank you anyone who was watched. I love and I believe in the 574 Theater Company. I don't run it. I don't own it. When I say we, it's not me. They welcome me with open arms and they do amazing work and I love them very much. So I want to see them make it through this global crisis that we're all going through. There's a lot to throw your money at right now. I get a new email every day, somebody asking me for money. This is just a cause that I believe is a worthy one and one that's very dear to my heart. So if you have $2, hit them with $2. And if not, that's cool too. Thank you for watching. Thank you for giving us your time. Stay safe, stay healthy, sending lots of love. And we'll see you in person when this is all over.